The Saturday Brunch Film Review.
Sadly, many old cinemas aren't showing movies anymore. Look at Cardiff, for example. Queen Street alone, get this, used to play host to 3 cinemas before they got renovated into clothing shops. Check them. I'm right. Bonus points to the listener who can text in and let us know what they are now. Anyway, back on topic. The Market Hall Cinema in Brynmawr has managed to avoid such a fate thanks to the efforts of volunteers. On the phone now, fingers crossed, we have Peter Watkins Hughes from the community group involved with said cinema. Peter, can you hear us?
I can indeed, yes, indeed. Welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you very much. Old cinemas, you can't beat them, can you?
Oh, no, there's something magical about the old cinema. I mean, the Market Hall Cinema itself is Wales' oldest cinema, and it's a traditional sort of red velvet, red curtains. We still have curtains that open and close before each show. Fantastic red velvet chairs and a single screen. So the wonderful atmosphere is you're stood in the lobby. You're not stood with 400 other people going to see, 800 different other films. Everyone's in that lobby going to see one film and one film only. A shared experience. The joy of sitting in a darkened room and enjoying one film all together is amazing.
Peter, I'm actually from Aberbeeg, and Brynmawr was my local cinema as a child, and I remember watching the Flintstones at Market Hall, and it was an incredible experience. It was packed out, and you are right, it has that magical traditional quality that you just don't get in cinemas these days.
Absolutely. I mean, we pride ourselves on the fact that sort of we're not a multiplex experience. We've got a cinema that basically looks as though it's been frozen in time from about 1934. And as a result, and there's something about cinema and movies that actually plays better, I think, in a traditional environment than in sort of these sort of plasticated, sort of very modern, sort of neon-bathed light, etc. That doesn't quite work, I think, for certain movies.
What makes the Market Hall Cinema special for you, Peter?
Well, what makes it special for me personally is that it's actually my boyhood cinema. I came here in 1976 and saw Jaws, and it ruined my life, as I tell everyone. I can remember just sat there, and funnily enough, Avion, who was on our committee here, was my Welsh teacher at the time, and Avion actually sat behind me and my dad, and I can remember turning around to Avion and just asking what the Welsh word for shark was, and it was morgi. So I actually had my first Welsh vocabulary and my greatest ever cinematic experience at the Market Hall.
That sounds like a perfect word for shark, actually.
Morgie, I know, it's fab, isn't it? You end up in the morgie if you mess with them, though, don't you? It's just a magical place. And the fact that, like I say, we've been showing, the cinema opened, well, Market Hall itself actually opened in 1894, so it was born on the cusp of cinema itself. The first moving images, which was a Moore's Miriama, which is an early precursor of cinema. They used to have, if you've seen sort of Godfather Part 2, they've got these sort of canvas sheets that get wound past the backgrounds. That was the first moving images that were shown here in about 1895. I think it's March 1895, the first moving images. It became a full-time cinema certainly by about 1911 with Chaplin films, etc. And we haven't stopped showing films since. So it's an unbroken chain. That's what's so remarkable about it.
Do you know, I was talking to my father the other day, and he remembers watching Zulu in Market Hall, and that being like the most epic experience for him. It's incredible how people do attach the memory of the experience, though, with the venue, just as much to do with the film.
Absolutely. I can remember seeing Zulu myself in 1974.
You probably sat right next to him.
I probably would. It shows you how remarkably sort of cinema has changed. I mean, sort of now, you couldn't imagine playing a film from 1970, from 10 years previously. I mean, Zulu came out 64, still playing the circuits in 74. Extraordinary, and like how things have changed. And that's one thing we've tried to do with the Market Hall, is obviously we're trying to keep up to date then with modern taste. Like today we've got 3 films ranging from The Book of Life, Annabelle and Fury, the Brad Pitt film, just because obviously the one thing the Market Hall has managed to survive, the reason it's managed to survive is we've kept ahead, with audiences' expectations. I think it's important that we just, after we've got 120 years worth of history bearing down on us, we've got to ensure that we show the movies that people want to see rather than the films that we think they should see.
And the Market Hall Cinema has managed to survive to this day partially from the help of the local community, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, 18 months ago, the future for the cinema looked kind of grim. And what was extraordinary was that the community just rallied around. This place has such an emotional attachment to the peoples of Blaen y Gwent and beyond, I mean, even, globally, that people actually rallied together and said, no, hang on, this is something so special, we can't lose this. So, like I say, thanks to the determination of, countless people and, the team that's here and supporters from all over the globe, we managed to pull the cinema basically back from the brink and now to actually survive and thrive. And as you're probably aware, we've just picked up the most incredible, most prestigious award in the cinema industry, which is we are now officially the UK Cinema of the Year, which is crazy.
That is incredible. It really is an incredible achievement, though, isn't it, when you think about it?
Absolutely. It's like an Ealing comedy in itself. You had a cinema which was literally sort of, people were sort of, potentially assigning to history itself. And then 18 months later, it's actually making history. And I think one of the reasons that I spoke to some of the judges after the award was presented, and I said one of the reasons that the cinema won the award was the fact that they could look on our Facebook site, they could look on the comments from users, and they just saw the sheer affection and just love that this cinema generated in people's hearts, and that's one of the reasons they won it. It's not a cold commercial experience where somebody's looking at demographics and saying, if we place a cinema there, we can look at a revenue increase of, X% over 4 years. This is a cinema where people come to and return to because they love the experience.
It's even had several premieres recently as well.
Oh, indeed, yes. We just premiered the Universal film Svengali, written and starring local legend Jonathan Owen from Merthyr, and we also had the world premiere. It was a rather raucous night of the new film from the Dirty Sanchez boys, which was an experience in itself.
I'm sure it was. I've met those guys. They're good. They're a good laugh.
Oh, they're fabulous. It's just fabulous. The guys, here at the Market Hall, we appreciate the fact that, people just getting up and doing things is just the most important thing. Rather than sit with your head cowed and say, I can't do anything. I think this cinema proves if people get together and actually say stuff, no, actually, we can do something and we can do something of worth. Extraordinary things can happen. Same with the Sanchez boys. They just kept going. And their last film, I have to say, I think was their funniest ever. It was their rudest, certainly.
What a success story. Peter, thank you very much for joining us today, and we wish all the best to everyone at the Market Hall Cinema.
Oh, thank you very much. And come and watch more movies. That's
certainly. Save us a pair of chairs. We'll come up there for Book of Life. There we go.
Absolutely. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, what a story. Well done, them.
It is brilliant. And Market Hall hasn't changed that much, I will say. Like, aesthetically, it's pretty much the same. But, I mean, great cinema. And well done on the community for keeping it alive, because it really is a sort of like a lifeline in Brynmawr. It's brilliant. Really good job.
You can tell the buildings that used to be cinemas as well. Like, particularly around Cardiff, they've always got... It's the front. You can always tell by what the front of it looks like. You can always tell.
Dom, we're going up there. I'm taking you up there.
Well, fine. We'll do the show, and then we'll go up there and we'll watch Fury. Why not?
The Saturday Brunch Film Review.